Ladies and gentlemen, coming to you live from the Lucky Dog studio in a hidden location somewhere in the upper Midwest of the United States of America, it's a brother making his own way but with all the wrong opinions. Welcome to the Morning Night Live with your host, the one and only P-Dog Knight.
Holy crap! I am stunned. I am stunned. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Morning Night Live. I'm your host, Marty, also known as P-Dog Knight on the internet. And welcome back to the P-Dog Knight channel, where the budget games have begun. It's not quite the Hunger Games, but you know, it is what it is. Apparently, there has been a pause in this process because some Republicans either got a backbone or were worried about being primaried or got pressure from somewhere, from somehow, and the Donald said something and Elon Musk said something, and whatever it is, it is, and it's the talk of the town, it's the talk of the country, and oh boy, the Democrats are they're playing it up to the hilt. Oh my God, you are stopping disaster relief because this bill, which we talked about a little bit about yesterday, which is there's a lot of crap in it, rather than just look. Let me just bring something to your attention. It's in the thumbnail. I'm gonna put it right here on the screen again. Our friend Natalie Danielson. She doesn't know she's my friend, but she is, because she's kind of cute. Anyway, our friend Natalie Danielson posed this question from Grok. When was the last time Congress passed an actual budget? And the answer is the last time Congress passed all 12 appropriation bills on time was in 1997 for the fiscal year 1998. Since then, Congress has typically relied on continuing resolutions or omnibus spending bills to fund the government rather than completing the full budget process as intended by the 1974 Congressional Budget Act. That means they're not doing their flipping job. They haven't for a long time. Didn't matter if it was Republicans or Democrats. Looks like the last time it was mostly Republicans, because that was during Bill Clinton's presidency, and I believe that was when right after the '96 elections, and the Republicans took over the House for the first time in 40 freaking years. So anyway, this whole budget thing is the only thing people are talking about on X, the app formerly known as Twitter. Well, not the only thing, but it's the main thing. Let's put it that way. So we're going to talk about that and then whatever else pops up, because again, this time of year, I work right up till right now, and that's why I'm here so late. And even though I'm late most of the time anyway, but that's what we're going to do. We're going to talk about the budget, and that's pretty much it. There's other stuff, I promise here, but let's take Natalie off the screen here, and it's time to say hi though. Let's say hi to everybody, because I see a lot of you are here very patiently waiting for me to stop babbling on. By the way, 19 people here and 6 likes. Hit the like button while you're thinking about it. Because I just said it, now you're thinking about it. The like button, it's just all you got. It's one click. You either tap on your phone, or you just take your mouse. You take your mouse and you go click, and then you got that out of the way. You don't have to think about it until later. All right. And also, if you haven't shared the stream, I'm about to take that link down. So share the stream. Let's do that, and then let's see if we. You know what? It would be really nice if we could get to the what do you call it? The goal over here. What's that? Whatever that says, right? The tip goal via Streamlabs. So thanks for everyone who is here. I'm glad you're here. Hit the damn like button. Are you not paying attention? I just said the like button. You're thinking about it. All right, let's say hi to everybody. Let's go. Here, first in the chat today, well, all is good in the world. It's Mr. Avocados Diabli who gets the bell. Things are right in the world. Also, good morning, Aaron Meredith, Mike Savage, Blarg. Tyler F's in the house. Good morning, Somnambul Nation. Thanks for tweeting out the show. You beat me to it every time. Also, good morning, Robert Banks. What up, Banks? How you doing? Midnight in Exile is here, so I can officially start the show. Don Julio, Commandant of Trash, is here. Also, Tyre Alexander, the Scourge. Oops, I kind of stepped on that, didn't I? Sorry, I've got to say, thank you. I'll get that moment. Get that. boop, bop, boop, bop. Good morning, Attack Alpaca. How you doing? Scribe Light, Dog Thrapple. Attack Alpaca's in the house. Who else? My favorite Canadian Jaeger pony is here. And Johnny Boober text on the job. Good. All right. And we have our first donor of the day, Mr. Avocados Omli. Thank you, sir. Where's that thing I was going to do there? By the way, that makes you
are
the new Streamlabs Superstar sponsor of the day. Dropping a small bullet in the tip jar. Now, if you don't know what a small bullet is, that's $2.23. That's just a joke I made up a long time ago for some reason. Thank you for dropping a small bullet in the tip jar. It says, did you see the item in the continuing resolution that would more or less force a court to quash any subpoena from the DOJ for data from congressional committees for the near future, probably to be endlessly continued in perpetuity in a way they usually do these things? I haven't seen everything, but there's a lot of crap in this bill, and it's always in the guise of, oh my gosh, if we shut down the government, people aren't going to be able to eat, they're not going to be able to get their checks, we're not going to be able to get disaster relief to North Carolina, we're not going to do this and that. It's like, motherfuckers, the budget comes around since what? In September we were talking about this, and Thomas Massie was very Nostradamus-y. How do you say it? Nostradamus-y? he was predicting how this would happen, that we get down to the last minute in December just before Christmas and they'll put some bullshit 1,500-page bill in front of you that no one has time to read, and then they're gonna just pass it because everyone wants to go home for Christmas. Well, guess what? I don't give a shit whether or not you motherfuckers go home for Christmas. I'm swearing already, aren't I? I'm already swearing. I can't help it. I don't care. And I'm not, look, I'm not pushing for a shutdown. I'm pushing for them to do the right fucking thing. That's what I want. And you know what? We do have a new, basically a new government coming in the coming new year. And they're doing this. The Biden administration, the Senate, everyone's trying to do things to sabotage Trump, and that's just stupid. That means you don't want the country to be successful because you don't like the person who's going to be in that presidential seat. And I think it's all crap. And Mike Johnson for going along with this crazy budget, all the stuff they put in it that is new stuff that they want to fund so that they can get it in before Trump comes in, because they know they're not going to get it in the next Congress. So, FT fucking G to Congress, right? Well, no, actually, for at least for a moment, great. We stopped it for at least a minute. But note the name of the stream today. Countdown to that.
Come on, man. You know the thing.
Countdown to capitulation. Because you know what's going to happen. And it's just like, they're going to pass it. And you know what one of the most egregious things in this thing is, and I'm not even getting into the articles yet. The most egregious thing is these motherfuckers in this budget, this continuing resolution, we're going to give themselves a 40% pay raise. A 40% pay raise. And they already get cost of living increases in their congressional pay. Now they've added housing allowance, they've added food, they've added all this stuff, and then they're going to give themselves a 40% pay raise and a continuing resolution that they thought nobody would frickin' read, because they only gave you 3 days to read it. They put it. This thing came out yesterday or Tuesday night, late Tuesday night, and they're supposed to have it done by Friday. Y'all can kiss all of my ass. Every inch of it. Even the 5-star. I'm sorry. You motherfuckers. So anyway, did I say hi? Oh, good morning. Amazing Disgrace is in the house. There, that calmed me down a little bit. I feel a little better. All right, let's get into the show. Because I'm here late, I don't have a special day. I don't have any celebrity birthdays. But I do have people who have done the requisite let's go on here. So here we go. Let's do some of the let's goes. for those who are helping me promote this show. We got Somnambul Nation with a really good one. I like that one. I've never even seen that one before. Let's go, yeah! And then this one too, the thank you, Amazing Disgrace. I don't know what to make of that one, but it is definitely a let's go. And then who else did one? Oh wait, what's the? I did my own. I do one of my own every day too, which is I believe this one right here with the break dancing. I think that's fantastic. That's a really good gift because it looks like he's continually going until you realize the people in the background are doing that thing. You know, like they move and then they go back. They move and they go back. Anyway, snatching defeat from the jaws of victory yet again. I don't know what that means. Just call it prescient. Wait, what? Okay. And also, see, now Ty Alexander, you're TSA, right? Says, I will be affected by the budget. I'm all for this shutdown. Yeah, I'm sure there's plenty of people, even who work in government, who are like, we got to get this shit under control. But they're not, there's not an incentive to get it under control because that's how they bribe people into voting for them. National Roast Suckling Pig Day. Is that real? Hang on a second. National Roast Suckling Pig Day. If this is not real, I'm going to be very upset. Oh my God! It is National Roast Suckling Pig Day. That's okay. All right, here it is. I gotta wait, make sure no. Okay, this is okay. Now, okay, so this, I don't know why these ladies are on here, but it is literally good. It says, this is National, oh wait, it's also National Ugly Christmas Sweater Day, Baked Cookies Day, National Ham Salad Day, but National Roast Suckling Pig Day. I've never heard of this. It marks a culinary celebration paying homage to an age-old tradition enjoyed around the world. A suckling pig, typically under 6 weeks old, is prized for its tender, juicy meat and crisp, crackling skin. Roasting it over an open flame or in a specially designed oven is a lengthy but rewarding process that has long symbolized festive feasting and communal gatherings. While not widely recognized, the day it gives chefs, food enthusiasts, and adventurous home cooks a chance to honor this time-honored dish, and adventurous home cooks a chance to experiment with recipes and appreciate the cultural significance behind its preparation and presentation. It's actually kind of sad if you ask me, but if you've never gone to a pig roast, there's nothing like a really well done pig roast over a nice wood flame or whatever. We had a friend who used to have a pig roast in her backyard every year. She'd literally get this giant spit. I don't know if she rented or what, on a motorized spit, and she would dig a hole in her backyard, fill it with fire, and roast that bad boy for 18, 20 hours. And it was a damn pig roast, and it had tons of people come over. It was fun. But I thought this one was funny too. Hey, the number of nudes I've received for National Roast Suckling Pig Day, 0. There's a that's a joke right there. That's a joke. All right, there you go. All right, so there you go. National Roast Suckling Pig Day and whatnot. So, all right, let's see. What is this? Fonnie Willis is in the news. I didn't bring out a whole bunch of trending stuff, but Fonnie Willis is in the news. And this is amazing. 43 minutes ago, Will Chamberlain posted this. The Georgia Court of Appeals just ruled that Fonnie Willis must be disqualified from the 2020 election case, along with her entire office. Oh my! Or as Mr. Sulu would say, oh my. Anyway, good morning, Midnight Next. I said you were here. My other favorite Canadian, unacceptable views in the house. My mouth isn't working. So anyway, very likely the death knell of the entire case. They'll need to find another county willing to take it on. So here it is. After carefully considering the trial court's finding in its order, we conclude that it erred by failing to disqualify D.A. Willis and her office. The remedy crafted by the trial court to prevent an ongoing appearance of impropriety did nothing to address the appearance of impropriety that existed at times when D.A. Willis was exercising her broad pretrial discretion about who to prosecute and what charges to bring. While we recognize that the appearance of impropriety generally is not enough to support disqualification, this is the rare case in which disqualification is mandated, and no other remedy will suffice to restore public confidence in the integrity of these proceedings. Oh my God. That is amazing. I know Robert Gouveia is going to be all over this. He's going to be reading that whole damn thing. So anyway, Fani Willis has been disqualified from the case against President Trump. Now, what is this? Why has he got something about Gucci Mane up here? So said some of the post tweets, whatever about this. Here's one. Breaking. Boom shakalaka boom. The Georgia Court of Appeals has ruled that Fani Willis is disqualified. This is wild. This is wild. So, Joe Rogan goes off on Democrats' legacy meeting, the FBI, blah, blah. Rob Blagojevich says dirty cops need to be held accountable for framing an innocent man. This is wild. So anyway, let's see if someone has a bigger section of this. Here we go. Let's see. Accordingly, we reverse the trial court's denial of the appellant's motion to disqualify D.A. Willis and her office. We read this part already. Let's see what it says down here. This is a different section. Okay, here it is. As we conclude that the elected district attorney is wholly disqualified from the case, the assistant district attorneys, whose only power to prosecute a case is derived from the constitutional authority of the district attorney who appointed them, have no authority to proceed. Distinguishing between absolute disqualifications of elected district attorney and disqualification of elected district attorney from serving as an advocate at trial because he was appealing as a witness. Appellants contend that the trial court erred in denying their motion to dismiss the indictment. The trial court erred in denying the motion to dismiss even the indictment. Holy moly! The state responds that the appellants have failed to show that the trial court erred in finding that the appellants had not shown that their due process rights have been violated or that issues involved prejudice them in any way. Dismissal of an indictment, an extreme sanction used only sparingly for unlawful government conduct. In the absence of express statutory authorization, dismissal of an indictment generally cannot be imposed absent a violation of the constitutional right. Citation and punctuation omitted. While this is a rare case in which D.A. Willis and her office must be disqualified due to the significant appearance of impropriety, we cannot conclude that the record also. They're not dismissing the indictment. It says that the record also supports the we cannot conclude that the record also supports the imposition of extreme sanction of dismissal of the indictment under the appropriate standards. So, but still, that disqualifies the Fulton County court completely. They'd have to find another county to do this case in. So that is crazy. So now the only ones that still need to be contended with at this point is New York City. Get a rope. So anyway, there you go. All right, moving on. By the way, another shout out to Natalie Danielson, who asked Grok the very important question about the last time a budget was passed, an actual budget, the 12 appropriations bills, rather than omnibus pork-laden bullshit. Again, the last time Congress passed all 12 appropriation bills on time was in 1997 for the fiscal year 1998. They've been doing these stupid continuing resolutions and omnibus bills ever since. So obviously Congress is trending. And well, a couple things. Congress, Elon Musk is trending. Dan Crenshaw is trending. I'm sure he's pissed off because, he thinks that he hates everybody, and he's basically eye patch McCain. Everyone knows that. So let's talk about Congress. Let's look at some of the things people are saying about Congress right now. Now, this is interesting though. So basically, Elon Musk and a bunch of anonymous Twitter trolls cyberbullied Congress out of giving themselves a pay raise. Oh yeah! Way to go! I am so impressed with all of X right now. Great work, everyone. Well, we'll see how long that lasts. Now, this is interesting because I think this is. Do I have this one already? Oh, I've done this twice. Where's here's the one I want to look at. Amuse is a right-wing account on X who says a sitting member of Congress, Representative Becca B, whoever that is, it's Becca Ballant, Congresswoman from Vermont. She's from Vermont. Is arguing that voters should not be able to express their support or objection to legislation being considered by Congress. Free speech is not just for elected officials or for those people who agree with it. So here's and apparently a lot of the people in Congress, a lot of the pundits, a lot of the media people, a lot of the left-wing lunatics, a lot of the Democrats, I know I'm being super redundant, but are really mad at Elon Musk because he's been posting on X, tweeting that, this budget bill probably shouldn't be passed. Like, fuck you guys, don't pass that bill because there's too much bullshit in it and it'd be hard to clean it up later, right? And I think she's mad. This is an example of a congressperson being pissed off that Elon Musk, a citizen of the United States of America, even though he's a naturalized citizen, he is a citizen of the United States of America, gave his opinion about it. Lord Stanhope, were you already here or you just get here? Well, hi. Good morning. I think you just got here. Anyway, so here it is. Representative, what's her name? Becca Ballant from Vermont, who claims she's a mom, a teacher, a Vermonter, a writer, and congresswoman from Vermont fighting for a working family with a rainbow flag and a maple leaf. Why does she have a maple leaf? Is she working for Canada? Do you see this little maple leaf in her profile? Is she a secret Canadian? Is she a Canadian transplant? Is she a Canadian spy? I just wonder. Anyway, here's what she has to say about citizens giving you a piece of their mind.
I was literally moments ago in an elevator with some Republican members who were fuming about the fact that Musk is inserting himself into this conversation, and that the threats over Twitter, X, the threats over X, to primary them, to come after them, so privately at least,
get it right.
They've had it. They've had it with people like Musk who think that
okay, hold up. They've had it. This shit hasn't even started yet. Trump's not even president yet, and they've already had it. Well, motherfuckers, maybe be accountable to the people. And I don't know, is Elon Musk wrong for trying to put his thumb on the scale since he's on Twitter? But he's not the only person on Twitter saying this. There's tons of people saying it. Anyway, let's see what else she says.
They have the right to insert themselves into a process of elected officials. We've all been elected to represent our constituents, to try to represent them. He is not.
I wonder who she's talking to and why she's being filmed like this. You know what I mean? Why is she, is obviously this is in the age of TikTok and all that shit, but who is she talking to? I want to know. I want to know who she's talking to. Anyway, is this an interview with like a newspaper or something, and she just decided to film it herself so she could put out her dumbass on TikTok? Anyway.
Not elected. I just want to remind everybody of that. He may be a very wealthy person, but he's been elected to nothing. I was literally...
You know what? And now I understand the title or the tweet with this, where Muse here says, sitting member of Congress arguing that voters should not be able to express their support or objection to legislation being considered by Congress. Free speech is not just for elected officials or those people who agree with you. True. And now granted, obviously Elon Musk's reach, influence, whatever, goes very far, right? And I don't mean far right, but just far correct. But still, he's still a citizen. He gave his opinion, and a lot of people agree with it. I think it's funny right here. This is the next one right under it. When I see Congress complaining about the people, yes, I don't give a fuck. So anyway, so that's fascinating. Let's see. Let's scroll down this Congress tab a little bit, though, and see what else we're getting here. That was her. We already talked about that. Here's one, Ron Paul. Because apparently Vivek Ramaswamy met Thomas Massie. That's what this is a reply to. This evening, I was honored to give Vivek Ramaswamy a debt badge and talk about how I can help DOGE, which is the Department of Government Efficiency, to which Vivek says it was the closest thing to love at first sight. Oh, Vivek. Really? The closest thing to love at first sight. Oh, yeah. Turn that music off. Turn it off! It won't turn off. What the fuck? There we go. Anyway, so that was cute. Let's see. Here's Tommy Tuberville says this is not a continuing resolution. It's an omnibus packed with irresponsible and unnecessary. This is why people are pissed off about this bill. Let's listen to Tommy Tuberville. Hang on. There we go.
Merry Christmas, American taxpayer. We're going to buy you a Corvette. Now, you can't pay for it for 100 years, but we're going to buy you a Corvette. It's absolutely ridiculous of what we're doing here. We should get a clean CR. Mike Johnson promised that. The two things that we really need, though, is we need help for American farmer because the farm bill has been kicked down the road for 2 years. Maria, we're going to lose 50,000 farms in the next probably 6 months, 50,000 more, and we lost 150,000 in the last 3 or 4 years. And then, of course, the disaster aid for North Carolina, the Biden administration absolutely has dropped the ball on this. But to go out and build stadiums in D.C., hell, they can't even cut the grass in the medians up here. It's a disaster.
Unbelievable. What?
Merry Christmas, America.
All right, so anyway, good morning. Our honorable mention, favorite Canadian, Special K on Acid, Elon is proof that illegal immigrants can go on to do great things. And good morning, Mrs. Hayes. Good morning, Renee Mayette. How y'all doing? All right, so there's that one. Let's scroll down a little more and see what else people are saying. Let's check in on Jesse Waters. And this is, maybe we should just watch this whole thing. I'm only doing pretty much Congress and budget stuff today because this is, if they can find a way to just make this change this to, there's a way they can do it where they can just do operational spending until they pass a budget next year, which would be fine. I wouldn't even care if they just did that, but no, this damn 1,500 page bill's got to go in the bin. And as they would say across the pond, it needs to go in the bin. Let's see what Jesse Waters has here. He says Congress just got caught trying to put over $100 billion on our credit card. On what, you ask? A law to put. Okay, let's just play this because this is gonna
Congress
be good.
Doesn't. And Congress just got caught trying to put $100 billion on our credit card. How long does $100 billion last?
7
Probably
minutes.
all year, right? No.
7 minutes.
2.5 months.
Oh, 2.5 months.
And then they do it all again. Look at this. Look how many pages this is.
1,500.
It's 1,500 pages.
1,500 fucking
They released
pages.
it last night. We're supposed to read it and vote on it today. But no one read it, except us.
Oh,
They tried to write
in
into law that no one's allowed to look at Congress's emails. So if I get a subpoena, you get a subpoena, we have to hand our emails over. But
rules for thee, not for me. They're really good at that shit. And also the other part, maybe he'll say it, but because they've already said that they don't have to be on Obamacare. They were trying to improve the congressional health plan, probably because Nancy Pelosi broke her hip. Like as if these motherfuckers have any problem getting medical care. Not the suckling pig I wanted. Oh my goodness. Anyway,
Congress, if they get a subpoena, they don't have to.
That's bullshit.
So if Trump wants to investigate the January 6th committee to find out what happened, you can't see the politicians' emails.
That's bullshit.
If Nancy's...
That should be... That's Freedom of Information Act stuff. You can't. No. Hell to the double no.
Texting Paulie P about investment opportunities. No one's allowed to see it. Congress just tried to write a law that puts them above the law.
But wait a minute. No one is above the law. Except for these motherfuckers.
I thought no one was above the law.
Oh, see?
Say that all last year? Congress is also funding a censorship program.
Oh, yeah,
They're giving money to the State Department to censor things that they don't like online. We're funding Congress to take away our free speech.
Well, GFY.
And remember, vax mandates? Mm-hmm. They're back.
What?
Congress is funding more vax mandates.
For what?
You know, for the next pandemic. The section of the bill is called Pandemic Preparedness. Gain of function? You know, the risky experiments.
Wait. So, if they mandate a vaccine that isn't as effective as they say it is, then causes a lot of fucking problems. And because here's the bigger problem. Joe Biden's going to sign this shit no matter what they give him. Because Joe Biden ain't there. See, his staff will take his burning hand and sign it, and then whatever. Let's go. Keep going.
That flew out of Wuhan and killed 1 million of us. Congress is trying to fund gain of function research
again. Fuck's sake. Good morning, Green Badger Outdoors.
I'm sure not here in America. I'm sure we funded it to some other country like Ukraine or China, somewhere in Africa. Oh, no. 12 new biolabs that won't leak. They swear. $3 million to test the inspection of molasses.
Oh,
not to
$3
test the
million.
Molasses, to inspect the inspectors. Have we been having trouble with bad molasses?
Hold on. I had some bad molasses over Thanksgiving, and boy, oh boy, woo! I don't fucking know.
Is this a recall that I missed? Instead of inspecting the inspectors, why don't the first line of inspectors just do their job?
Oh, great idea.
$15 million to make recycling more accessible.
Why did I click this? To make recycling more accessible. Because, well, I don't know. Maybe I live in a state where everyone recycles, but basically it all ends up in the ocean anyway, probably.
It's not accessible now. Everywhere you look, there's a blue bin. When you throw something out, like 5 different little bins, and you're analyzing what goes in which one. Does this go in this bin? This recycling all goes to the same place anyway. Half the plastics in landfills. And $100 million goes to migrant farm workers.
What?
Why don't the farms pay the migrants? Not sure. Gavin's vineyard needs us to pay his migrants to pick his grapes.
Well, there you go.
He's not making enough money from wine. He needs a subsidy. Why are we paying for Gavin Newsom to get paid? He can't get paid without our help. Must not be very good wine. But I'm willing to test it if he sends me some. And this is a 5-year, 100.
Yeah, I am too. Just, you have my address, Gavin. You can just send me a couple cases, give me different varieties, and we'll do a little tasting. You know what I mean?
$1 billion contract. Once this thing passes, Doge can't touch it. Oh, and they're keeping Kamala's electric bus program.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Kamala lost, but her earmark didn't. No one cares about electric buses, remember?
Haven't you always wanted an electric bus charging station?
Hell no. Why would I want that? What's that going to do? I barely catch the bus.
Oh, no, that sucks.
How excited are you to go green?
What's to be excited for?
Are you excited for the electric bus charging station?
I don't really care.
Are you excited for the electric bus charging station? No?
The bill also bans sexy memes. Yeah, here's a sexy Jesse deepfake. I look good, but I don't look that good. I guess people have been putting AOC's face on bikini models in the group chat. Well, Congress says you can't make us look too hot. or you're going to prison.
What does that even mean?
Memes are a crime. Oh, and the bill's also woke. It changes the term offender to justice-involved individual.
I saw that one. I didn't believe it. Oh my God. Okay, I'm gonna leave this in the link in the chat because I'm not gonna play the whole thing. But you get the idea. We'll go through a couple articles that'll feature a couple other of these. So anyway, what else here? Shut it down or pass an actual budget. Congress has two primary jobs: pass a budget and pass laws. I honestly can't recall the last time they passed a real budget instead of a spending bill. Well, that was 1997. Hey. Let's see if Marjorie Taylor Greene is a little pissed off too. She's mad more about this. Apparently, they're going to release the ethics report on Matt Gaetz, and which I guess they're not supposed to, but they're going to do. They voted to do it anyway, and I don't know if they're doing it to embarrass him because he still could come back to Congress in January. He was reelected, and they haven't said whether or not he's going to come back. Good morning, Andrew Thorston, by the way. But Marjorie Taylor Greene makes a good point. Hey, if they're going to release that ethics report, well, they should release them all. She says, I want to see the Epstein list. I want to see the details of the slush fund for sexual misconduct by members of Congress and senators. So they've spent, what is it, like $17 million to pay off people who've been accused of improprieties of the sexual nature in Congress. $17 million. And this, I understand that it involves both Republicans and Democrats. And I want to know that too, because that $17 million they spent, they didn't spend their own money. They appropriated money from the United States Treasury to make these payouts. I want to know who. So I want to see it all. What's she saying in this little here?
I support all the lists being released. I want to see Epstein.
By the way, I am not a fan of Marjorie Taylor Greene, but I'm giving her that she's right, moniker right on this. She's 100% right. Why that should be Freedom of Information Act shit right there. Of course, they'll redact it, but that we should know exactly where they spent that $17 million and for who.
Of the sexual misconduct slush fund, members of Congress and senators that taxpayer money was used to pay out their victims. I want to see all the list,
including the Gates report.
If they're going to release one, release them all.
Damn right. Damn right. That would be ethically congruous. Something like that. Not Congress, but congruous. So here, breaking, Elon Musk agrees that there should be laws. There should be a law that all bills introduced in Congress should be digitally accessible to the public at least 7 days before any vote in Congress. If you agree with that, I don't know why you wouldn't, but if you agree with that, put a Y, the letter Y in the chat. There should be a law that all bills introduced in Congress should be digitally accessible to the public at least 7 days before any vote in Congress. Absolutely. Someone here says Congress should only get a raise when the budget is balanced. Oh, snap. That's true too. Now, Thomas Massie, as I scroll down here, this is something Thomas Massie wrote, and we call him Nostradamus Massie. People call me Nostradamus. Oh, Nostradamus. That's cute. Nostradamus. For accurately predicting Speaker Johnson would use the Christmas recess to force a massive spending bill through Congress. After claiming he would not, Johnson is embracing a D.C. tradition that's nearly as old as decorating Christmas trees. This is good. I like this. This is worth every bit of the 3 minutes that it's going to take. So here we go.
We have broken the Christmas omni. And I have no intention of going back to that terrible tradition.
Wow.
So there won't be a Christmas omnibus. As somebody asked me in the hallway a little while ago, will there be many buses? We don't want any buses. We're not going to do any buses, okay?
And I've seen this.
Wait, what was the date on that? September 24th, he said that. Giorgio Say, how you doing? That's a new name I haven't seen for a while. or not a new name, but a name I haven't seen. Anyway, there won't be a Christmas omnibus. Okay, let's see what.
It's okay.
And I've seen this play call like 4 times in the 7 years I've been in Congress. They've punted the ball until December 20th.
To the last second.
And what they'll do is they'll come in a closed room with us and they'll say, okay, now we've got the really big omnibus. And if you vote for this, you can go home for Christmas. But if you don't vote for it and it fails, we're going to make you stay here over Christmas and New Year's. And it's almost like a dystopian future. I've been in the closed room where they start chanting, vote, 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 vote.
Hell no.
And people run up there and vote for something they've not read.
CR, CR, CR.
By the way, good morning, boneheaded dumbass. What's up? Wow, I made it here today. Well, I'm glad you're here too. All right. Here's more.
Oh, you want to go home for Christmas? Well, vote for this. And we'll let you go see your
That's
families
exactly what
and your
they're
new
doing.
grandbaby.
Oh my God.
And you can watch
And it's
your
gonna be
2-year-old
December
open
20th.
presents. But if you don't, you're going to stay here with your leadership and their leadership, and wait for a bunch of geriatric senators to send over the answer.
By the way, I made another prediction that it would end right before Christmas, that it wouldn't go till next spring. Because, and we've talked about this on your show, Brian, for as long as I've been coming on your show, which is at least 12 years.
Nostradamus.
Every year, they do the same play.
Christmas. Why not just bring your family to DC?
Christmas Eve, shutdown, panic, because here's what they're doing. They're taking our families hostage, the families of congressmen in Washington, D.C., on December 20th, which is when the CR expires, and they're going to either put another worse CR that's probably going to have Ukraine and everything else attached to it, or they're going to do the full-on omnibus, depending on how the election comes out. They're going to do that on December 20th, and the congressmen, they're going to smell those jet fumes from DCA, the Ronald Reagan Airport, and the combination of the fumes from those airplanes wafting over to the Capitol and this CR expiring, then they're going to start chanting, vote, 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 and they will vote for anything you put in front of them, because the speaker always comes and says, doesn't matter who the speaker is, they always say, if you vote for this, you can go home and open presents with your family. And if you don't vote for this, we're going to be here over Christmas because the optics are bad, and just go ahead and tell your families, pack up those presents and bring them to Washington, D.C. if they want to be with you at Christmas. No, nobody's going to bring their family to D.C. over Christmas. So
and somebody even said in the chat, who is that? Avocado Sally, just bring your family to D.C. and it won't matter, LOL. Which, so you're our Nostradamus part 2.2. How about that? 2.2.
Basically, they're like the Grinch. Yeah, some people call me Nostradamus for predicting this. But the reality is, Brian,
look, we've all seen this happen over and over and over. And then there's always the threat of the shutdown. And oh my gosh, Republicans get blamed in the media, and then they cave because they don't want bad press. And then last minute they decide that they pass the bill with very, very tiny little changes or whatever. Hello, Select Boy. Yeah, boy. And it's just, it's the same shit every time. They need to do their frickin' job.
Go back. It's a lot of work.
Oh my God, yeah.
We could go back on your radio show. We could find clips of me predicting this every year. It's not a prediction. It's just how the swamp works and the uniparty works. Listen, Congress being surprised.
Okay, so anyway, you get the idea. Nostradamus at the helm. Who is this? Heather. Congress wants a here's Congress wants a $68,000 raise, but hasn't passed a budget on time since Clinton was in office. Congress hasn't passed a balanced budget since 2001. In the last 6 years, they've passed 17 continuing resolutions and 11 omnibuses. It's our money, you think, and do you think they deserve a raise? Fuck no. Let's see what she says with the tattoos all over her arms and shit. She kind of looks like redheaded libertarian, but she is definitely not Josie. Josie is a little plainer looking here. This is for only research purposes. So here, and particularly Avocados Diabli, you are the local expert on things like this. So here we go.
Did you know that since 1977, Congress has only passed the budget on time 4 times? You know, the last time Congress passed a balanced budget was in 2001.
That was the
Did you know
Congress?
that over the last 6 years, Congress hasn't passed an appropriations bill on time once? In fact, we have had 17 continuing resolutions in the last 6 years.
In 6 years.
And since Biden has taken office, we have had over 11 omnibuses pushed through.
Thank you, Nancy Pelosi. Thank you, Nancy Pelosi. But did Mike Johnson do it too? I don't know. Anyway.
Congress has only passed a balanced budget 4 times ever, meaning we didn't have a surplus or a deficit. Yet the government office that has the power of the purse somehow thinks that they are entitled to give themselves a raise from $175,000 to $243,000. Roughly 68 grand, which is more than what the average American makes in 1 year.
Their raise is more
so
than
while
American
our
raise.
Military sergeants, an E5 on average, is getting a raise of 4.5%, giving them an additional $2,100 a year, Congress thinks that they can get a raise of almost 39%. So while that staff sergeant
that should be in this
has an extra $40 a week, your congressman will have an extra $1,300 a week, will continue to pass continuing resolutions instead of balanced on-time budgets, and continue.
I think she did that calculation wrong. Pause game is strong, though.
wasting our tax dollars. No to the CR.
With a resounding fuck no. So anyway. Oh, here. I just scroll through this and play videos. Dick Durbin says it's a good thing there's a pay raise for Congress in the spending bill. Congress has less than 22% approval. They should get a pay cut. Hang on. Here's the appropriately named Dick Durbin.
Members are giving themselves a pay raise. Do you guys deserve a pay raise?
Well, that's news to me.
What?
It's good news. You know, what has it been, 10 years or 14 years and no COLA, no change at all? I think it's about time something's done.
You support giving yourselves a pay raise?
How would I not know about a pay raise?
Because you haven't read the fucking bill, you douchebag. Because you haven't had time to. It just came out Wednesday. God damn. What is wrong with these people?
But, I mean, people look at the performance of Congress and say, why should we give them more money?
What about the media? Think about that for a second.
And we're not paid by public money.
I know you're not, but I mean, half of your listeners are not there anymore. You still get...
You know what? And they're getting cut, and they're getting removed, and they're losing their shows, and they're cutting their budgets. But is Congress doing that? Oh my God! He has the balls to say, "Well, what about the media?" The media is paid by their performance. It's like the WNBA versus the NBA. The reason the WNBA is paid as much because they don't have as many people watching them. Well, guess what? That's why CNN and that's why they're selling MSNBC. Dick Durbin, you are the appropriately named Dick Durbin.
Getting the same paycheck? What's going on?
Well, I mean, your taxpayer money. I mean, you guys deserve a raise.
Wow. You know what? I'm impressed with this guy for at least pressing him on that bullshit. Are you going to say something?
And Durbin essentially said that, yes, they should give themselves a raise. And what also is noticeable, though, to Jim, he wasn't aware that this was in the provision. Yeah. And he's the number 2 Senate Democrat.
Oh, my God.
Shows you how this is negotiated among a handful of members, and they're going to have to vote on this. And members really won't have time to read it either, Jim.
Unreal. But Manu, I have to say, you are worth every penny.
Oh, Manu Raju, that's who he is.
Up on Capitol Hill for us. Thank you. Thank you very much. Let's discuss more now.
Stunned.
Congressman Tim.
I'm stunned. Dick Durbin. That tells you that none of them know what's in this frickin' bill. And they don't give a shit. That's the problem. And so whoever's in that committee came in there and just started putting stuff in it. Oh, Rand Paul's speaking out on this. Here we go. Oh, he's just saying that the Speaker House need not be a member of Congress. Nothing would disrupt the swamp more than electing Elon Musk. Oh, my God. Think about it. Nothing's impossible, not to mention the joy of seeing the collective establishment, a.k.a. Uniparty, lose their ever-loving minds. Oh, now, just the fact that he said this, let's just read the replies because it's going to be juicy. Luke Zaleski, who's a lefty out there, said he is the Speaker of the House already and President. Elon is the media and government. He can take away your seat with one tweet, and you guys voted for that. LOL. Have a nice day. Oh, a little salty that Elon has been speaking his mind. Oh, this guy, I propose Liz Cheney. She's not a member of Congress and gets along well with both sides. No. Natalie Danielson, who has the thumbnail today, I propose Ron Paul. Ah, yeah. Except he's kind of old there too. Someone here says, oh, Republicans against Trump, says he's already the president. Oh, yeah, he's got Trump on the puppet string. Look, not so much. Not so much. All right, let's see if there's anything else interesting real soon. We got Dick Durbin, who believes in a pay raise. What does Cat Turd have to say to it? Cat Turd was trending today too, but I chose not to put it in the trending topics today. But he says, Dear Congress, do you actually think we feel sorry for you if you have to work through Christmas after you've only worked 138 days all years? It's the least you can do. So this is another Grok question. How many days were Congress off work in 2024? In 2024, Congress was scheduled to be in session for approximately 138 days, which means they were off work for about 227 days. Considering that there are 365 days in a year, this calculation does not account for the holidays or potential unscheduled days off, but it gives a general overview based on legislative calendars. So there you go. They aren't doing shit. So anyway, someone who says, lesson here, Bay. The Trump people cannot leave these jackals in Congress alone. Consider them delinquent teenagers who have to be constantly supervised and piss tested. Have a White House rep shadow them. Be involved in every major move. So anyway, there are a lot of people who are kind of happy about this, but I want the ones who are mad. I wanted some more people pissed off who are saying this. He's replying. Here, Donald Trump Jr. tweeted something. This guy's replying to. Oh, here it is. So the House is going to vote to protect itself from glaring and obvious wrongdoing. The American people didn't vote for this. Oh, this is the email thing, I bet. Here's what motion to modify. Upon a motion made promptly by a House officer or provider for a House office, a court of competent jurisdiction shall quash or modify any legal process directed to the provider for a House office if compliance with the legal process would be require the disclosure of House data of the House office. So there's a lot in this bill to protect them from shit, from legal things. I can't fucking believe it. Somebody said, Wall Street Apes, any member of Congress who votes for this disgusting continuing resolution spending bill deserves to immediately lose their job and be investigated. Only a criminal would vote to pass this. All right, let me move on to some articles. The link to this whole thing will be in the links today to these different threads. And a lot of people are talking about Elon Musk too. A bunch of people are particularly pissed off that he spoke his mind, and while others are happy about it. Here's an interesting one. Bureaucrats aren't mad at Elon Musk for killing that monstrosity of a bill. What they're actually mad about is Americans having the ability to advocate for what we do and do not want. They're angry at Musk for making it possible for us to hold them accountable, and that's it. I wonder how many of these motherfuckers are going to leave X after this, if they're going to try to leave X. It's kind of hard because a lot of things happen on X that they need. Oh, here we go. This is an anti-Trump person, Dan Goldman, who's accused of rampant insider trading. He's not anti-Trump, but anyway, let's see. Dan Goldman, who's accused of rampant insider trading in Congress, now wants to give himself a 40% raise with a 1,500-plus page continuing resolution. To distract you from that, he calls Elon Musk President Musk. Goldman needs to be indicted and Congress needs a pay cut. So here's Dan Goldman, the snarky fuckwad, Isn't he like the Levi's heir or something like that? Dan Goldman, what is he saying?
Donald Trump is asking you to do him a big favor. Would you please raise the debt ceiling for him right now so that he can give those tax cuts to Elon Musk and other billionaires next year?
No, he's not. That's bullshit. What are you talking about?
Well, Lawrence, I think you have it just half a click off. It's not Donald Trump asking for this. It's very clearly President Elon Musk asking for this.
Yes.
The fact that...
But you want a 40% pay raise, Dan. Bitch.
Donald Trump has been completely AWOL during these negotiations to the point where only after...
Donald Trump is not the president of the United States, asswipe. What are you talking about? He's been AWOL to these negotiations. Since when is the president-elect involved directly in the negotiations of the budget that's not during their term? Then you would be bitching about him sticking his nose where it doesn't belong. Holy shit, Dan. You're an idiot.
Elon Musk publicly tweets about his displeasure and about
He's
this
an American
budget
citizen
deal.
who has an
All
opinion.
of a sudden, Donald Trump, chief of staff to Elon Musk, comes trotting in and blows up the deal. And let's be very clear. This means that what Elon Musk and Donald Trump are doing is likely, at this point, to shut the government down over Christmas.
Donald Trump.
Oh, yes. And that would be the worst thing ever, wouldn't it? Wouldn't it just be the worst thing ever if they shut the government down over Christmas? So there's a whole bunch of... Adam Kinzinger, another one. Let me guess. Oh, here's what it is. I'll bet you he says something about President Musk too, because see, they get on, like, remember, what was the word during the the word during the campaign, the presidential campaigns? Weird. Remember how that just all of a sudden showed up everywhere? Me guessing that the words President Musk are going to show up here. Good morning, Sapphire Dragon. Nice to have you here. Here's this fucking weasel Kinzinger. Isn't it hilarious how this now nobody gets so much airtime on This Is CNN and anywhere else, probably MSNBC and NBC and ABC and CBS, whatever. He's not even in Congress anymore. The only reason they talk to him because he's anti-Trump. Former Republican Dan Kinzinger, former conservative, blah, 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 blah. Fuck this guy. FTG, in fact, in the chat, FTG, Adam Kinzinger. Fuck that guy. And FTGT, fuck that guy. Give me a letter, give me another word that would fit that acronym. Adam Kinzinger, here he is.
Hanging by a thread.
Well, first off, I'd like to say thank the Lord God that I am not in Congress anymore.
Hey, yes, we agree. Fuck yeah. Oh my God, you gotta be kidding. That is, everyone's like grateful that you are not in Congress anymore. Yeah, I got a little too excited there. Giorgio say, what's up?
Know this game. They always play this like Christmas deadline.
Oh, at least he knows. He knows. He's agreeing with Thomas Massie. He's agreeing. They always play this bullshit game. Every fucking time there's a budget deal, it's right up to the last minute, and then it's usually before a holiday, and it's at Christmas, and you can't go. You got to pass this before so we can go home for Christmas. Fuck these guys, man.
Good game. But look, President Musk this morning made it clear with all his vast
isn't
government
that cute? That's so original. I'm sure he'll be the only person to say that other than everybody else.
Experience, which is basically he became rich on the federal government, that he doesn't want Republicans to pass.
Oh, you mean the guy who did, 30-some fucking launches of government satellites? Yeah, of course you could get rich off the government if you do something better than the government and get more stuff in the air. He earned it, dickhead.
Past this, and seemingly Vice President Trump kind of backed him up then at that point. And what it says about the politics is this is going to be a messy 4 years. The whole debt ceiling thing. Donald Trump is making it clear that he wants the debt ceiling to go up. By the way, the debt ceiling is going to have to go up, but he doesn't want to have to take ownership for it because he will, again, for 4 years, look at the Democrats and blame them. And so what this says about the politics is good luck for the next 4 years. I don't think they'll shut the government down because ultimately they'll want to get home for Christmas.
That's what they always do. Thomas Massie will be right.
Like that's going to fix everything. But yeah, I mean.
Hey, I got an idea. Somebody in the Senate or somebody in the House, start writing those 12 appropriation bills that are supposed to be done since 1974. How about that idea? Notice he's not suggesting that. And if he does, I'll have a little bit more respect for him. Sort of.
And I think President Elon has made it clear what his agenda is going to be for the next 4 years.
Yeah, it does seem that the only thing that truly moves Capitol Hill is vacations, in my experience, watching that building behind me.
Oh, look at all them just laughing nervously because they know they've all been involved in the same bullshit. Hey, Adam Kinzinger, when you were in Congress, before you left unceremoniously, how hard did you push for the 12 appropriations bills that are required since 1974? I'm just curious because I think you probably voted for every single one of these continuing resolutions, you douchebag. So anyway, everyone's mad at Elon Musk because he said something. Now, Dan Crenshaw was trending, so I will do this. I will do this because see what Dan Crenshaw, Eye Patch McCain, has to say. Now, the first thing here, though, is when you wake up and realize that Dan Crenshaw had a full-on meltdown on X last night and you missed it. So I guess he was getting hammered, and I don't mean drinking too much whiskey. He was getting hammered on X, and everyone was beating him up. So let's just see if we can find some examples of the conversations that Dan Crenshaw was having on X last night. Someone here says Dan Crenshaw is the worst of the worst. I almost want to move to his district just to primary him. I feel like our elected officials should be above profanity-laced tirades. So this is Dan Crenshaw. Eye Patch McCain. Someone here's DC sources tell me Dan Crenshaw, Texas, is spearheading the effort to get pay raises for Congress. Last week when he was asked, okay, and so this guy says, yeah, or maybe you're a fucking lying piece of shit because I'm not even on the yes list for the whip team. Never have been, but hey, whatever gets your pathetic bottom feeders your clickbait fucking insults. Well, that's special.
Your life makes me sad.
Dan, let's see what the next one is. Dan Crenshaw. Anonymous coward like cat turd talking shit without any evidence. I'm used to it. Sorry, I got fighting the wars that little bitches like you would never dare to. One of us has actually served this country and continues to, while losers like you make money on being trolls on social media. I live in Atascotia, what the fuck that is, just outside of Houston. If you think I'm rich, you're a fucking idiot. The people getting rich off politics are the influencers like cat turds selling their platforms to the highest bidder. Sorry to break it to you all, that's the truth. Well, he's upset. Now, it's funny because he claims that he's, I'm far from, getting rich off of politics, blah, whatever. But we've seen the reports on your portfolios, Dan. I'm sorry. I don't know why he pretends that he isn't one of the prolific stock traders in Congress. But here we go. Dan Crenshaw is a smug piece of shit. Congressional representatives make almost 3 times the average American salary. Listen to this guy. It makes you sick. Here, let's see what this is here. Here it is. Oh, before I do that, thank you, Tyre Alexander, with a $2.30 in the tip jar. And now you are the Streamlab Superstar sponsor of the day. Thank you, Tyre. I'm sorry, Ebenezer Tyre, who says, when my mom was alive, there were times I had to work on Christmas and Thanksgiving. It wasn't always good, but guess what? That is what my job required. Quit your bitching and do your motherfucking job. Tyre? Yes, abso-frickin-lutely. That's beautiful. All right, there we go. All right, perfect. So anyway, this guy says congressional representatives make almost 3 times the average American salary. Listen to this guy, it'll make you sick. So this is him whining about how impoverished he is. Even though, again, he's rumored to be one of the prolific stock traders in Congress. Let's see what he says here.
Vote for a ban on Congress members trading stocks?
Oh, I remember this.
Yeah, I mean, this is like number 1,000 on my priority list of things to care about. This is one of those stupid things that I've been dragged through the mud on. You know how much fucking money I've ever had in the stock market? About $20,000, and yet I've been dragged through the mud on this.
Snippy about this. We saw this a few weeks. It was about a month ago, but he got a little salty about being asked about it. He thinks it's just bullshit that people ask him about this.
I just sent a letter to Fox News, a threatening letter from my lawyers, threatening them with definite.
Oh, you can afford lawyers, huh? Yeah, not like most of us can't even afford lawyers.
Because Jesse Waters had basically insinuated that I was insider trading. Of course, it's not true. You'd be more surprised how much little information we have. This is one of those bills that, like, of course, yeah, people support it. Yeah, sure, okay. Who cares?
Okay, I'm not listening. We've seen this before. He says he's not. Let's see what else people. Oh, what? Wait a minute. This is Valentina Gomez. Why did she put this in here? I'm running for Congress in Texas. I don't fear PDFs, criminals, or the crooks in D.C. I only figure she's kind of crazy. I'm not going to do that. Dan Crenshaw. This is more Dan Crenshaw yelling at some kid, apparently. Let's see what this is. I don't know why we're doing Dan Crenshaw. He's trending, that's why.
Whoa. Yeah! Who hasn't heard, Crenshaw said, quote, "The most important thing here is that we have important hero archetypes that we look up to. Jesus is a hero archetype, Superman is a hero archetype. Real characters too. I could name 1,000. Rosa Parks, Ronald Reagan," end quote. I can't wrap my head around this.
Well, I'll help you. Put a period after the word Jesus and don't question my faith.
Wow.
What?
You moron. Look.
Yeah, you don't talk to a kid like that. Yeah, boo.
Don't question my faith.
Oh, okay.
You guys can ask questions about all of these things, and I will answer them. But don't question my faith.
I can question your faith if this is what you said.
I mean, you can read the quote again. But nowhere in that quote am I saying Jesus is not real. That's a ridiculous statement. Of course he's the Son of God. Of course he's the Son of God, and of course he's...
Okay, so he didn't like the question, so he kind of ripped into her. Some kid who maybe misinterpreted what he said, but still, Dan, have a little more tact. They're just, everyone's piling on Dan Crenshaw, probably because of his little tweet storm last night, yelling at people. With all the talk about Dan Crenshaw, now's a good time to share what Navy SEAL Chief Eddie Gallagher had to say about him. I'm gonna pass on that, but there's a whole bunch of stuff about Dan Crenshaw in here. Oh, here's another one. This is the one when he got mad at Cat Turd. Dan Crenshaw did the wall of text meme on Cat Turd, which we already saw that. Anyway, I'm getting a cramp in my leg. I don't know why. By the way, here's a reminder why Dan Crenshaw is still in Congress. Literally the most gerrymandered district in the United States. So he basically has a ring around the suburbs of Houston. So nobody, this to say, nobody likes Dan Crenshaw. Let's just put it that way. So enough about him, more about me. No, actually, let's get into a couple articles. Why is this not working? Has anyone seen Johnny Boomer Tech lately? What the hell's going on with Johnny Boomer Tech? Anyway, all right, let's get into a couple articles. Again, we're still talking about this. Actually, just one. Because I didn't realize I'm almost out of time. This has been too fun. This time has flown by very quickly. Here we go. Let's start with this one. Johnson's massive CR extends censorship entity's life. So this is that. This is a State Department thing. House Speaker Mike Johnson is once again handing Democrats a gift and the American people a defeat with a massive and irresponsible omnibus spending bill, which is on hold for now. But guess what? I'm sure there'll be a Christmas miracle probably by tomorrow at 5 o'clock Eastern time, which includes an extension on a censorship entity that was supposed to be dismantled this year. How can Republicans expect to win the next election if they keep doing the same things Democrats would do? Donald Trump raised hopes by establishing a new Department of Government Efficiency to slash federal spending and activities, but he and DOJ could find that hard to do in 2025 if this continuing resolution is passed. Among the disturbing provisions of the 1,500-page legislation is a provision for extending the existence of the censorship funding Global Engagement Center, the GEC. The State Department has previously notified Congress that GEC was being dismantled, according to Washington Examiner reporter Gabe Kaminsky. But here comes Johnson to save the day. Here I come to save the day for censors and bring the GEC back from the dead. Do Republican leaders just let Democrats write legislation and sign off whatever it is? America was already spending more than $1 trillion just to service the debt in September as government spending fueled inflation. Breitbart reported that the current CR, continuing resolution, is crammed with tens of billions of dollars in pork. As DOJ Vivek Ramaswamy said, the bill should fail. A brief glance through the first couple hundred pages of the massive CR reveals a provision on page 139 for the Global Engagement Center extension. It states, quote, Section 1287J of the National Defense Authorization Act for fiscal year 2017 is amended by striking on the date that is 8 years after the date of the enactment of this act and inserting on the date that is 9 years after the date of the enactment of this act. So basically they're extending this stupid agency for another year, which is a lot of words to say the First Amendment means nothing if Congress wants to appease federal bureaucrats. So Kaminsky called attention to the GEC provision. Quote, the agency, me and Matt Taibbi reported, has funded speech suppression efforts, is being sued by the Federalist and the Daily Wire and the state of Texas. Indeed, the Examiner revealed federal-private collusion to fund entities that push for censorship, including the Global Disinformation Index, which tries to blacklist conservative websites and redirect ad revenue away from them. This is amazing. GDI received funding through the Disinfo Cloud, a defunct GEC platform, even though GEC's own mandate does not allow such domestic anti-speech activity. So it's doing censorship even of our own people. You got to be kidding me. So that's one of the things. And then I have a couple other articles here. Now here it is. Bloated federal funding bill is scrapped after Trump boosted revolt. According to Representative Scalise. So this is how they killed it. The pressure campaign trumped, so to speak, the bloated congressional funding bill that faced a mass Republican revolt aided by President-elect Donald Trump has been scrapped. House Majority Leader Steve Scalise confirmed Wednesday night. Scalise, the Republican from Louisiana, affirmed to reporters that the spending package, which would have funded the government until mid-March, is dead. Yeah! Wait. Leaving Congress scrambling to come up with a new agreement ahead of the looming government shutdown Saturday. There's still a lot of negotiations and conversations going on, Scalise said, noting there is no agreement on how to proceed. A large contingent of House Republicans guffawed at the 1,547-page continuing resolution that Mike Johnson drafted in a negotiation with Democrats, who would likely try to hold up the bill in the Senate if they didn't get their measures in. The revolt was spearheaded by Elon Musk, one of Trump's closest advisors and co-chair of the non-governmental Department of Government Efficiency, as he went on a tirade on X Wednesday against the Republicans who supported the stopgap measure. Trump and Vice President-elect J.D. Vance then weighed in on the GOP battle in a lengthy statement issued from the Ohio Senator's X account, in which they called on Republicans to be tough and smart and not accede to Democratic requests. The leaders also issued a new directive that had not been discussed previously, passed a debt limit increase before Trump comes into office, so the deliberations are held now under President Biden's term. Trump then went on Truth Social and directly threatened Republicans who wouldn't vote for a debt limit increase now with a primary. The reporter asked Scalise if the new stopgap being deliberated will include a debt limit increase. Answer, there is no new agreement right now. We're obviously looking at a lot of options. That's how we responded. So there you go. So there's going to be some drama over the next couple of days. Here's interesting too. The other article I have open that'll be in the links. Representative Andrew Clyde introduces bill to restore Trump's impoundment authority to slash spending. There's a definition in there, but you can read that one on your own because I'm out of time here. So anyway, let me get this, click that. I'll leave links from from Ace Spades today too if you want to look for. There's tons of articles in there today that I haven't even taken a look at. So let me drop these links in the chat real quick. If I get rid of this, what's that? Get rid of that, and get rid of. Oh, it's National Suckling Pig Day. I already have that there twice. You gotta have the National Suckling Pig link. All right, here come the links. I gotta get out of here because it's snowing in Minnesota, and so it everything's gonna take me more time. So thank you for joining me today. Shut it down. Yeah, thank you for joining me, everybody. I'll be back tomorrow for Free for All Friday and Friday Q&A. Copy. All right, here come the links in the chat. Today's links. There we go. All right, that's it. I got to go. I hope you have a wonderful day. If you're in the Midwest where it's snowing, please be careful when you're driving and eat your vegetables. I got to go. My name's P-Dog Knight, and I'm out of here. Bye-bye. See you tomorrow. Oh, that didn't work. Let's try it again. Hey, this is P-Dog Knight, and thanks for watching today on the P-Dog Knight channel. If you have an observation or remark you'd like to make about this video or my channel, I absolutely welcome you to write it in the comment section down below. I really look forward to hearing from you. And before you go, if you like what you saw but you're not already subscribed, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and definitely click that bell that pops up afterwards so you'll be notified when I post new videos or when we go live. I broadcast my live show, The Morning Night Live, Monday through Friday at 10 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock Central. A special thank you to all the supporters of this channel who share our videos on social media and who make donations through Streamlabs, YouTube, Venmo, and Cash App, which are all linked in the description down below. Thanks again, and until next time, I'm P-Dog Knight, and I'm out of here.